Hello and welcome to another video. Today we will be looking at this Blackberry Classic from 2014. This phone is from 2014 and it was made by Blackberry. This was before Blackberry TCL started making Blackberry's phones, but it's an actual Blackberry, not an outsourced one. The second to last Blackberry made by Blackberry ever. Personally, I think it looks quite good. I think it looks quite modern and very nice. I like the fact that it looks like it's got like metal rails down in between the keys, and it's all made of metal. It's a lot heavier than you think it would be. I also like the fact it's got two input methods. If you can scroll without touching the screen and obscuring your view. I also just like that it's different to every single other slab phone that looks exactly the same. So let's turn it on. Very classic. Okay, so on the front it's got a nipple, so you can swipe with it and swipe that way. It's got the Blackberry button, which shows menu options. You've got the answer button and the hang up button, and you've got the full QWERTY keyboard, spacebar, everything. On the side you've got your SIM and SD card slot. On this side you've got your play and pause button and your volume buttons. On the top you've got a power button, and we've got a rare species. We've got a headphone jack, so rare. On the bottom we've got micro USB port and two speakers. On the back we've got plastic, kind of fake leather. It's quite nice. It's quite sticky, doesn't fly out your hand. Blackberry logo, 8 megapixel camera, classic logo, and quite a bright LED flash. And when it's loading, when it's booting up, you can put your finger on it and it shows you the percentage. It's very nice. Blackberry 10. As you just saw, it runs Blackberry 10. It can run up to 10.3.4. I'm just going to type in my passcode. This is what you're first greeted to. This is all your recent apps. For some reason, when you first boot up the phone, it comes to the recent apps menu rather than your home screen, which is this. So first, let's do benchmarks. I've got pass my performance test on this. It's the Android runtime version. It doesn't. Blackberry 10 can run Android apps through an Android runtime. It's Android 4.4 through a API level 18. Anyway, I'll show you once it gets in. This is just it starting up Android. Okay, so we're in. It's version 1.0.4. So let's open system and see the specs. So it's a classic. It's got 800 by 800 screen. Android 4.3 API level 18. Also, it's not all 4.4. It's got a ARM v7 processor, which is a Snapdragon S4. It just doesn't show. Oh, it stopped. Android on Blackberry 10 is not very stable. So hopefully it won't crash. It's got 2 gigs of memory, 16 gigs of storage, and that's basically all the specs. Run benchmark. Okay, so it got a score of 1136. It got CPU of 2509. It got disk of 479. Memory of 1952. 2D graphics of 1568. The 3D of 638 points. Let's compare that. So it's in between an LG Optimus 2X and a HTC Desire HD. It's less than a Galaxy S2, so yeah, it's actually better than all of them at something. So it's basically the same performance as an early Android device. Let's go home. Now let's do the speaker test. Click on YouTube web app. I'm just going to close that tab. Now let's search for Scarlet Fire. Speakers are at the bottom. I can turn it up a bit. Sounds a bit tinny. The speakers are pretty good actually. Shit about the screen though. It's only mono though. Okay, so now we've done that, let's go home. Now let's talk about apps. Well, apps are its shortfall. It hasn't got many. It's got basically only the apps that will run on Android 4.4 and that will work on a square screen and that will work on Android runtime that they put on a BB10. If you can figure out how to get Blackberry World working, you might be able to get a couple more apps. But apart from that, I don't think it's really going to be that much better. Also, I forgot to mention that you can also install web apps on the browser. So all we have to do is go to browser, and then you can pick an app. So let's do Google. Google, and what you can do, you can go into menu, you can add to home screen, and you can add an app called Google. Then you go home, you can have an app called Google. You just click and it'll take you straight to Google, but it still opens in the web browser. Delete that. But speaking of that, some apps do work. Most of the apps that I use every day do work. YouTube, you can just use a website and that's not that bad. But you can download the app, it doesn't work. It just crashes. Spotify works, but you have to keep the app open to play audio. Instagram does work. WhatsApp works very well. As you just saw, Passmart works well. Apart from that, I haven't really got any other apps on here. Geometry Dash works, but not very well. And also Google Maps works, but everything's a bit glitchy and doesn't really work very well. You can download the Google Play Store by following the instructions on this person's GitHub page. And Gmail email works on the Blackberry Hub, but they include so many apps that you don't really need to download that many. Okay, so now let's do the camera. I'll show some pictures now. Okay, so I think those pictures are probably pretty good. Probably had some decent colour and probably were pretty okay. Okay, so the keyboard, it's pretty clicky, but the thing is that it's not in a smile layout, it's in flat layout, which means that all the keys are in straight lines, which doesn't really work with the fingers. Just kinda, yeah, but I think you could probably get used to it and type pretty quickly. Apart from that, the feel is good. You push down and a definite click, you know you've pressed a button. And also, yeah, the browser is pretty good. It doesn't really work that well, but if you go to HTML, okay, so I think that's it for this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and